بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم. لا إكراه في الدين قد تبين الرشد من الغي فمن يكفر بالطاغوت ويؤمن بالله فقد استمسك بالعروة الوثقى لا انفصام لها والله سميع عليم. الله ولي الذين آمنوا يخرجهم من الظلمات إلى النور والذين كفروا أولياؤهم الطاغوت يخرجونهم من النور إلى الظلمات أولئك أصحاب النار هم فيها خالدون. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أما يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء 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 أما يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم إنه ليس لي علم بموضع رزقي وإنما أطلبه بخطرات تخطر على قلبي فأجول في طلبه البلدان فأنا فيما أنا طالب كالحيران لا أدري في سهل هو أم في جبل أم في أرض أم في سماء أم في بر أم في بحر وعلى يدي من ومن قبل من وقد علمت أن علمه عندك وأسبابه بيدك وأنت الذي تقسمه بلطفك وتسببه برحمتك. اللهم صل على محمد وآله واجعل يا رب رزقك لي واسعا ومطلبه سهلا ومعقده قريبا ولا تعنني بطلب ما لم تقدر لي فيه رزقا فإنك غني عن عذابي وأنا فقير إلى رحمتك. فصل على محمد وآله وجد على عبدك بفضلك إنك ذو فضل عظيم.
صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة
Surah number 7, ayah number 81. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. إنكم لتأتون الرجال شهوة من دون النساء بل أنتم قوم مسرفون وما كان جواب قومه إلا أن قالوا أخرجوهم من قريتكم إنهم أناس يتطهرون فأنجيناه وأهله إلا امرأته كانت من الغابرين وأمطرنا عليهم ما ترى فانظر كيف كان عاقبة مجرمين وإلى مدين أخاهم شعيبا قال يا قوم اعبدوا الله ما لكم من إله غيره قد جاءتكم بينة من ربكم فآفوا الكيل والميزان ولا تبخسوا الناس أشياءهم ولا تفسدوا في الأرض بعد إصلاحها ذلكم خير لكم إن كنتم مؤمنين. Most surely you come to males in lust besides females. Nay, you are an extravagant people. And the answer of his people was no other than that they said, turn them out of your town. Surely they are a people who seek to purify themselves. So we delivered him and his followers, except his wife, she was of those who remained behind. And we rained upon them a rain. Consider that, and then what was the end of the guilty. And to Madian we sent their brother Shu'aib. He said, O my people, serve Allah and have no God other than Him. Clear proof indeed has come to you from your Lord. Therefore give full measure and wait, and do not diminish to mend their things, and do not make mischief in the land after its reform. This is better for you, and if you are believers. Sadaqallahu al-Aliyyul Azim.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسول الكريم وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد أما بعد فقد قال الله تبارك وتعالى في القرآن المجيد والفرقان الحميد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قد سمع الله قول التي تجادلك وتشتكي إلى الله صلوات. It is common knowledge that during Ayyam Jahiliyyah, in the pre-Islamic era, prior to the advent of our blessed Prophet, may peace and blessings be upon him, women had hardly rights or say in the society. One need not hire a killer or a marksman to kill a daughter. The father would take that honors, bury her daughter alive, and would pride on it. Even when it came to food, there was certain food where the husband would not share with the wife. It was haram on the women. We read in Surah Al-An'am, this fact is highlighted in Surah Al-An'am, verse 139, قالوا ما في بطون هذه الأنعام خالصة لذكورنا ومحرم على أزواجنا. When a calf was born, a few days old, they had made a niyyah that this calf would be slaughtered and we should have the fresh meat. But this fresh meat would be haram on the women. وَإِن يَكُنْ مَيْتَةً, if the calf was a stillborn baby, it came out dead calf. فَهُمْ فِيهِ شُرَكَاء, then they can have it. To what extent can one despise a woman or belittle her? So that was the circumstances. In this toxic environment, a brave lady by the name of Khawla binti Ta'laba, she was the wife of Aus bin Samit, one of the companions of the Holy Prophet. She broke the shackles of injustice and ran towards the Holy Prophet to seek justice about her husband. Now what was the problem? The problem was that the husband has just recited zihar on her. What was zihar? Zihar was a custom during those days. Just a sentence they would read on the wife, that zahruka ka zahri ummi, your back is now like a back of my mother. So she becomes haram on the husband. She had no rights even on the children, and nobody could remarry her. That was the toxic environment in which women used to live. So she goes and complains to the Holy Prophet, and the Holy Prophet knew that the divine revelation would come in her honor. We have the 58th surah, Surah Al-Mujadilah. Surah Al-Mujadilah came down. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. قَدْ سَمِيَ اللَّهُ قَوْلَ الَّتِي تُجَادِلُكَ فِي زَوْجِهَا وَتَشْتَكِي إِلَى اللَّهِ. Verily Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has heard the complaint that this lady has made regarding her husband. Now Surah Al-Mujadilah is the only surah out of 114 surahs, Surah Al-Mujadilah, where every verse has lafz jalal, Allah, Allah, Allah in it. Close to 22 verses. Every verse has Allah in it. If you ask somebody today out of 114 surahs, which surah has Allah in it, in every verse, you will get the reply that is Surah Al-Ahad. But Surah Al-Ahad, Surah Al-Ikhlas, has 4 verses. Only the first 2 verses has Lafzul Jalal of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even when it came to marriage, they were segregating. The rich would give the daughters to the rich. The elite would give the daughters to the elite. The ruling class, again the same. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has kept only one condition for marriage. وَلَا تَنْكِهُ مُشْرِكَاتِ حَتَّى يُؤْمِنَّ. Do not marry a mushrik woman unless she believes in Allah subhanahu. Only one condition Allah has kept in the Holy Quran. Therefore, they would then give their daughters to the royal, to the elite. And that's happening even today amongst the royal family. There's a very interesting incident which took place long time ago in history. In the Roman Empire, one of the emperors had high expectations. He had only one daughter, the princess. He had very high expectations about the daughter, that she would get married to a royal family, a prince and a princess. Then they would take over the kingdom. But that did not happen. It seemed that nobody wanted the princess. So one day he calls the princess, that listen, I'm getting old, I'm about to leave this world, better go and find a husband. Better go and find a husband. So suddenly she breaks her sandals. She breaks her sandals. She tells the courtiers of the palace, take me to the shoemaker. The courtiers take the princess to the shoemaker. She gives the sandal to the shoemaker. The shoemaker starts mending it. Now, shoemaker was not an ordinary person. He was also a poet. As he was mending the sandal, he was in praise of the princess, of her beauty. And the princess got so much mesmerized with his words. She went back, she could not sleep. After a few days, it was customary, when they needed amenities for the palace, the courtiers would take her to the market. But she requests the courtiers, before we go to the market, let us go and see the shoemaker. So she goes to the shoemaker. For a few minutes, again the shoemaker sees her and praises her. Praises her beauty. So much so that one day she tells her father, the king, that I found a match, a partner. So the father, the king, tells her, who is he? He said, shoemaker. Shoemaker, are you out of your mind? So secretly, the king conspires to assassinate the shoemaker. After assassinating him, the whole town, the whole kingdom, the whole subjects get together, and the king has to run for his life. So this is what was happening in the olden days. And when the blessed prophet graced Medina during the first days after Hijrah, there was a merchant, a very well-to-do, rich merchant, who was organizing a marriage of his son. And he wanted to know what an Islamic wedding would look like. So he also went to invite the Holy Prophet and seek his blessings. And the Prophet gave him so many advices. One of the advice was, Khairun nikah aysara. The best nikah is which is simple and easy to perform. Today, according to the book of records, the most expensive wedding is that of the Mittal family, famous Mittal family. Let alone the weddings. Proposal has become such a complicated thing today. We find an American couple, the fiancé and the fiancé. The fiancé is telling the fiancé, I want to give you a surprise. They come to the nearby country here, town, Zanzibar, Resort Island. So I'll give you a surprise. I will propose you in a different manner. I want to give you a surprise. So just for the proposal, they come to the nearby country. So what he does, he goes under the sea with the waterproof cameras. He tries to propose from under the sea. But unfortunately, something happens, and he could not make it up. He drowns there and there. These are the surprises today. Now we might be complacent that this is not happening in our community. But surely, you'll find suddenly a doorbell, and the student who was out for a year gives a surprise to the parents. Recently, you must have heard, many must have heard about the dangling surprise. What was the dangling surprise of 2024, New Year's Eve? Again, engaged couple. They want to give each other a surprise. Now there are parts of it, far apart. One is living in one continent, the other one another continent. So in order to give a surprise, the fiancé, the boy, flies without telling her. And the girl, fiancé, flies without telling him. She knocks his door, doesn't find him. He knocks the fiancé's door, doesn't find her. Dangling surprise. There are surprises in the Holy Quran which Allah is offering. Especially for the groom if he is here, for the bride. Allah is giving a reward, promise a reward, a surprise. Surah An-Nur. وَإِن يَكُونُ فُقَرَاء يُغْنِيهِمُ اللَّهُ مِنْ فَضْلِهِ. If the couple is poor, Allah is going to enrich them. If the couple is poor, Allah is going, that is a promise, that is the surprise Allah wants to give you. Yearn for that surprise. So, there are certain issues coming to the surprises. When somebody is married, let's say he was poor, then he enriches himself, he becomes wealthy. So Allah says, now you should not forget those below you. You have climbed the ladder of success. You should not forget those below you. So he tells us in Surah Al-Fussilat, سَنُرِيهِمْ آيَاتِنَا فِي الْآفَاقِ. They kept some signs in the horizon. What are the signs in the horizon then? Just ponder over the horizon. One can seek lessons of the reality of this dunya from the sun, 93 million miles away. Takes 7 minutes, first ray of the sun to reach the earth. King of the cosmos is the sun. Without the sun, nothing can exist. Take a lesson from the sun. What can one take a lesson from? The mystic says, midday, the sun is shining, and the sky, in its vastness, becomes blue. It's celebrating with the sun. The sky knows, I cannot do without the sun. Celebrates. But after a few hours, the sun has to set. It drowns. It's calling out to the sky, help me. The sky, instead of helping the sun, starts changing colors. From sky blue to gray, to amber, orange, yellow, and finally dark, the sun disappears. It is said, जब आफताब डूबता है, sun, आफताब, जब आफताब डूबता है, आसमान कहीं रंग बदलता है. जब इंसान गिरता है, दोस्तों कहीं बहानों की तलाश में रहते हैं. This is the reality of this world. Nevertheless, 2 wives of the prophets have been cursed in the Holy Quran. 124,000 prophets, 2 wives have been cursed. Apart from our Maulana Samahatul Sayyid, let me ask a question. Who are the 2 wives of which prophets have been cursed in the Holy Quran? Anyone? Huh? Hazrat Lut and Hazrat Nuh. Please recite a salawat for the MRC and Sheikh Sajjad. MashaAllah, MashaAllah. You know, psychologically it is said, they made a survey, that whenever there is a lecture, people are asleep. But when there is a Q&A section, people are awake and they tend to grasp more. So this is just on a psychological basis, I just asked this. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala curses the wife of Hazrat Nuh and Hazrat Lut. ضرب الله مثلا للذين كفروا امرأة نوح وامرأة لوط. In Surah Al-Tahrim, he has set an example of two wives of the Prophet whom he has cursed. فَخَانَتَهُمَا. They had betrayed their husbands. And in the same surah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving an example of wife of Fir'aun. ضَرَبَ اللَّهُ مَثَلًا لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا. Allah sets an example to the believers. امرأة فرعون, Hazrat Asiya. He gives an example of Hazrat Asiya for her patience and forbearance. These are the examples mentioned in the Quran. But there is a sacred lady who has not been mentioned in the Quran. But inshallah, she is one of the sacred ladies of the paradise. And she was the wife of Hazrat Zuhair ibn Qayn. When Imam al-Hussein sent an emissary to Hazrat Zuhair ibn Qayn, Hazrat Zuhair ibn Qayn was double-minded. He was confused what to do. But the wife insisted that you must join the caravan of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. By all historical accounts, we find that when Janab Mukhtar called out, gathered all the enemies of Islam, he asked one enemy that was there any time, Yawmul Ashura, where you felt remorseful? So he said, yes, Amir, certainly. There was a time when the 6-month-old baby of Imam al-Hussein, Janabi Ali al-Asghar alayhi salam, was martyred. I saw Imam al-Hussein taking the blood-soaked body of the innocent baby and going towards the tent and coming back towards the battlefield. I saw Sayyid al-Shuhada doing that 7 times. When I saw that, I felt that I really felt sorry and sad, and my heart started to tremble. I wished that I had not participated in the battle of Karbala. Assalamu ala al-Hussein wa ala awlad al-Hussein wa ala ashab al-Hussein. Rahimallahu man kara al-Fatiha.
توجه إزارة صلى الله عليك يا رسول الله. السلام عليك يا حبيب الله. السلام عليك يا أمير المؤمنين. السلام عليك يا فاطمة الزهراء سيدة نساء العالمين. السلام عليك يا حسن المجتبى. السلام عليك يا عبا عبد الله وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك. عليكم مني جميعا سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار، ولا جعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا غريب الغرباء. السلام عليك يا معين الضعفاء والفقراء. السلام عليك يا شمس الشموس يا أنيس النفوس يا أيها المدفون بأرض دوس يا علي بن موسى الرضا ورحمة الله وبركاته. صلى الله عليك يا صاحب العصر والزمان. الأمان 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 من فتن الزمان. السلام عليك يا شريك القرآن. السلام عليك يا مظهر الإيمان. عجل الله تعالى فرجك وسهل الله تعالى مخرجك وظهورك وجعلنا الله من أعوانك وأنصارك وشيعتك ورحمة الله وبركاته.